Hi, everybody. Welcome to week 4. This is a halfway point for us. It's crazy how fast it all goes. You've already done a lot of work with your windshield surveys, and this week is going to be kind of the turning point where you are going to send me your information for the approval of your topic as well as your site. So just a few reminders on that. So I did try to, and I did grade all of your windshield surveys and get those back to you so that you have that to go from. All of your windshield surveys were great. Some people um, did go in and include everything from the template, but didn't answer the questions that were uh, on the instructions for the paper and vice versa. There are a couple people who answered all the questions but didn't necessarily include all the information from the template. So just as kind of like a reminder and for, all of your papers and classes going forward, you really want to make sure that you um, digest everything that's in the rubric and also in the instruction page and make sure that you are including all of those things because I just hate to have to take points away because there are missing key components. And, I always tell students to print that out, have it with them, make sure that they're including everything, even if you have to check it off to make sure you don't forget anything. And then ultimately, if you look at the rubric and grade your own paper or have a peer grade your paper, then maybe you can catch something like that and you don't forget. Now, everybody does it. I can remember myself, the first couple of weeks of a couple of courses. I didn't do it just once, I did it twice. I lost so many points because I completely forgot something that was just right there for me in the directions. So I totally understand everybody. You've got a lot going on, and everybody's human and can, miss something, but just want to make sure for you guys for moving forward, especially if you maybe didn't get the grade that you wished you did on the windshield survey, just to make sure you're looking at and including everything that you need in those assignments. Now, if anybody wants to review your windshield survey, template assignment with me, please feel free to reach out and happy to have a conversation with you, whether it's over Zoom or through email or what have you. Um, that being said, for this week, you'll see, and I'll share from the syllabus. Let's see. We'll look at the syllabus first. Okay. And you're going to see, so from the end of week 3, right, you're working on, that's why you had to identify 3 venues during your windshield survey that might be good for disseminating your project. And you should have already thought about reaching out to them to see if it is possible. Now, I do need 2 things from you, and you'll see. So we'll go through the rest of this, but I kind of skipped to the clinical part. But I do need to confirm and approve your topic, okay? And also for the location, that is on you to have contacted them, but I do need to see an email confirmation that it's approved for you to go there and to do that on the day and time. So we want to make sure that we are having appropriate permissions to do and to disseminate the project that you have. I have gotten a couple of emails and I've already, responded to people on those messages, but you want to make sure that when you are thinking about what you're going to do for a presentation, sometimes people are thinking so broadly and like things that you couldn't possibly tackle in this first level course. So make sure when you're thinking about your presentation that you're really finding something that you can make a difference, just you as the budding public health nurse, okay? And try to stick to one thing or one area that you're going to focus on and bring that information to your community, okay? So again, if you have any questions or are struggling with kind of how to narrow that down, you all had identified a lot of areas and great things in your windshield surveys, but again, now narrowing it down to what is going to be something that you're going to present on in your community. All right, so let me backtrack a little bit here. So in addition to all of that, we're going to continue moving forward and learning and talking about new areas in public health. And this week is going to be talking about epidemiology and infectious disease. And for some of you, this really is not spoken, especially epidemiology. It's just kind of touched upon in pre-licensure. So this might be the first time that you start really talking about this. And I can tell you when you move on to your master's and into your doctoral programs, you'll be taking whole entire classes just on this topic. But for this, it's just an intro. So there are four videos to show you the basics behind epidemiology and infectious disease for you to watch, and then a PDF for you to read that is also from the National Institute of Health. And then this week we are going to do a discussion post. This is your third discussion post. You're all doing very well with them, and you can respond to one of these two prompts about epidemiology and infectious disease. So I'm just going to pop right over now, lastly, over to our course. And let me just reshare here. And we know we're on week 4. Our objectives are to analyze the epidemiological patterns of a regional infectious disease using appropriate terminology to support public health nursing, surveillance, and control efforts. And that is going to help us accomplish student learning outcome 1. We're going to compare primary, secondary, and tertiary prevention strategies, which you've probably, I'm sure, heard of that before, for communicable disease, to develop evidence-based nursing interventions for disease control. And that's linked to student learning outcome 2. And we're going to evaluate barriers to implementing infectious disease control strategies in a community and propose leadership-driven nursing solutions to overcome these challenges. This is linked to student learning outcome 6. I did just go over what the readings were for this topic. And again, your discussion posting, we have here, you're going to pick one of these two prompts. You're going to have your first initial response done by Wednesday, 11:59, and two subsequent responses uh, that are going to be done by Sunday night. Okay. So this again is a busy week for you all. I know, because you're going to be working on those windshield survey proposals and getting approval. So make sure you please email me for approval on your topic and sending me over those permissions. I hope you guys have a great week. And next time I see you, we're going to be more than halfway done. So anything you need, please reach out and I will talk to you and see you all soon. Bye-bye.